up, people? Hello, welcome to our afternoon edition of Deviant Daily. Yeah, that's it. I hope everyone is well. I hope you are. I hope that you are all doing well. And let me make sure, but it's Friday, y'all. It's Friday, and I think for some of you it's going to be Saturday. But cool. It's the day of Venus, so let us celebrate. Let us have fun. Let us enjoy. Let us focus on creating a really great experience today. We're going to do things a little differently. Normally, I start with an oracle card, but I'm going to pull. Um, I'm going to pull oracle cards live. And hello, Donna. Oh my gosh, it's been 1,000 years. It's been forever. It's good to see you. Hello. I'm gonna forever associate your name as Ray Leon, even though I know it's not. But hello, welcome. But yeah, we're gonna do the tarot card first. Then we'll get into the oracle cards, and I think I'll pull a couple oracle cards for our Friday contemplation. And just remember, y'all, I decided to put a hold on Saturday videos for now. I have class, I have training that I do on Saturdays, and it's just a lot of stuff. It's a lot of stuff, and so maybe when I finish my training, maybe I will get back to Saturday videos, but I don't know. We'll see. I think Monday through Friday is a good consistency. So yeah, well, hello Nadia, morning, welcome. My day has been awesome. It's 3:31 p.m. here in California. We had a little. I feel like I'm the weather person. We had a slight rain. Last night. It's more like a sprinkle, but we'll take all that we can get. Well, hello Candy. Hello Brenda. Welcome. Oh my gosh, of course. I'm happy to keep you company while you're working. So yeah, it's been a really good day. Last night was really good too. So yeah, I'm having fun. It's a good vibe. I did my workout, got my HIIT workout in, and all is well in the world. The cats went crazy, but they're good now. So let's get into this. I'm like, oh, it's Friday, it's fun. And what kind of card do we get, y'all? What kind of card do we get? We get the Nine of freaking Swords. The Nine of Swords. Reversed. I sometimes, a lot of people get, well, hello Jade, welcome. A lot of people get so upset about reversals, and I don't really get that way. It's like, oh, you know what, it's energy, it's life. Life is up and down in all kinds of ways. Um but the Nine of Swords reversed, as well as the Three of Swords. But the Nine of Swords reverse always makes me think of like someone taking a knife and just jabbing an open wound, or kicking you while you're down. That's fun, right? That's exciting for us. So, what do you think of? Hola, Laura. Hello. What do you think of when you see the card? You don't even have to know anything about tarot. When you look at the card, what do you see? How does it make you feel? And just a little bit of information for you. Nines initiate change. Nines herald change. They are the bringers of what? The bringers of change. And nine is one of my favorite numbers, threes and nines, and five sometimes. But nine brings change. And then swords is all about the air. It's all about communication. It's all about intellect, wisdom, or lack thereof. Swords can be very cunty. They can be very, very, very disconnected emotionally and harsh, right? And the Nine of Swords has been titled the Nightmare card. Reversed again. What do you look at? What do you see when you look at this card? How does it make you feel? So we recognize that this individual is laying on a bed that does not look like it's very comfortable. Cute little patchwork thing here. You can see the sun symbol. You can see like Mercury. You can see the moon. So that's cool. Leo. That's neat. Pisces. Okay, sorry, I just got distracted by the quilt. It's so funny because I never really realized that before until now. Huh. Anyways, so the figure in the card looks like they're in pain. It looks like they've had a nightmare. It looks like they're just worried about things. And what kind of things? Well, if you look at it, they're looking towards the left, or their body language is towards the left, towards the past, right? Again, past stuff coming up, or past stuff haunting us or plaguing us. Things like loose ends, kind of just like lingering about, stuff like that. And you can see all of the swords, they're directed towards the past. And so we know that our head space is not necessarily the best. The way we communicate right now is not the best, as well as even the way we feel, because again, the sword is be going through the heart chakra. So that's not very exciting. It doesn't feel that great, but it gives us something to work with. It gives us something to work with. So we recognize that, tonight we have to contemplate how I can be responsible for my words, as well as what I feel. How can I be responsible for my feelings and my words, and how I express to my world and the world around me? And it makes me think of, again, let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you're thinking. But it makes me think of how we engage with people, right? If you're new to me, right? If I'm talking to you, and then there's something you say or something you do, or shit, it could even be you look like someone I know, right? Or someone I used to know, and it could have been a bad experience. It could have been a very negative experience, right? And so I start to treat you differently based on previous experiences. That's not fair. It's not right either. It's not fair, it's not right, and it doesn't feel good. And so by doing that, right, so if I were to treat you that way based on past experience, based on previous things, and I treated you unfairly, that keeps me as, I mean, first of all, it's an asshole move. And it doesn't make you feel good, because you're like probably wondering, like, what the hell did I do? Like, what's going on here? And then second or third, whatever. I don't know what number we're on, but it makes us relive our past. It keeps us in this space, right? It keeps us in this like sort of nightmare atmosphere. It keeps us in this space. It helps us to perpetuate the sort of cycle of ignorance, the cycle of fear, the cycle of hate, the cycle of anger, all of these things, right? And so this happens. Does that make sense? And that's what's going on right now. That's kind of like what we're being not scolded, but kind of, we're being made aware that uh, we really need to come to terms with the situations of our past. And when we are dealing with people and situations and experiences of the present and of the future, we need to be very discerning as to how we engage, how we treat other people. We really need to make it a point not to treat other people based on other people's bullshit. So other situations we've been through, we need to give people a fair shot. We can utilize different experiences as indicators, like, oh, maybe I need to be aware of this, maybe I need to watch out, but this could also be me projecting, so let me take some time to figure this out. Okay? Does that make sense? So when we get upset or angry, we often say things we don't mean. I do it all the time. Then I feel guilty and cry and say I'm sorry. Take deep breaths before bad things come out. It's easier. Yeah, it is easier said than done. Yeah, absolutely. So the nightmare card. Anything else you want to say about that before we get into Oracle to co-create with this? Another thing is like, I feel with the nightmare card, with the Nine of Swords, we also need to get out of our own way. We need to stop worrying so much about how everything is going to go wrong. I feel like that's necessary. Like that, I mean, again, easier at times said than done, but we are talking ourselves into a tizzy. I love the word tizzy. Tizzy, say tizzy with me. Tizzy. It's Friday. We can say tizzy. Anyways, but it's this it's this space where we need to stop being so harsh on ourselves, and instead of thinking of, oh, what's going to go wrong now, well, what can go right, what exciting thing can happen, what, if I just like pull my head out of my ass and stop being so Eeyore, maybe I can just focus on some gem that is going to feel better, right? And so that's kind of like the Nine of Swords reverse as well. It's like, we are putting ourselves, we are keeping ourselves in a mental space that isn't great for us, that isn't that's not fun. And so it is time for us to allow our mental like gymnastics, our mental space to just be cleared out. Like, I am done. Like, I don't need to hold myself back. I don't need to berate myself. I don't need to be against me. I need to plug into myself and understand that I get to think the great things about myself. I get to surround myself with relationships and communication and things that help support the life that I want. Right? Exactly, Donna. We have to get the hell out of our way. We do. We really do. And I think that, this is a really great card for us to be aware of that. It's like, okay, we're keeping ourselves in this mental anguish. We're keeping ourselves in a state of worry. And that doesn't manifest in great things. And you know what? If our feelings get hurt, that is absolutely okay. But fuck it. Like, stop, holding on to our hurt feelings. Like, okay, I'm embarrassed, whatever. Like, it happened. Yes, you caught me red handed, whatever. I own that shit, and let's move on. Let's not like be embarrassed for the rest of the fucking day. Let's not like be in that like, negative feeling for the whole day. Cool. I did something, I own it, or whatever. Now let's move on. Does that make sense? I think it does. Another thing with the Nine of Swords, for some, it very well can be like depression. And again, I'm not a professional, so I can't, really, I'm not here to say much about that. But if it is depression, if you are feeling deep in sorrow and all of that, and you need assistance working through those emotions, I encourage you to call the proper hotlines, or if you have a therapist, if you have a professional that you can actually get help with, then do that. It's important because the Nine of Swords at times can be like this intensity of emotion. It's overwhelming and anxious, and we don't really know how to deal with it. And so reach out and find those little stepping stones that will help you work through and navigate these experiences. Right? Conquering a trial will bring us an unimagined reward. Ooh, I like that. Where do you get reward here? I'm curious. I'm not saying you're wrong at all, but I'm curious how you like. How do you get reward? I like that though. I really do. But yeah, definitely like these. Again, I like the conquering a trial too because it's like when we have this nightmarish place. Um, we have to conquer that. We choose to conquer that. It's like, you know what, this is a nightmare that I'm in. It's my reality. It's my doing. And so I recognize that I am the one who has the power here. So as I work through, as I conquer this mental like mind fuck, right, then I come out better than before. I like that. Thank you. That's great. um so, with that being said, I'm going to leave this up. I'm going to shuffle. Let's see what cards come up. What oracle cards come up with this. I like it. But yeah, the Nine of Swords is not necessarily a fun card. It can be a card of isolation where, again, we could have a shit ton of people around us, but we feel alone. So it could be a card where we need to reconnect with how we think about our situation. Yes, you know what? I am not alone. I am not alone. There are plenty of people in this world. I am not alone. I am not going through this alone. I feel like I am alone. I feel like I am going through this alone, but I also recognize that I am not. Like, there are many people who would show up for me, and there are many people who are going through similar things, not the same, but similar. And so I recognize on a cosmic scale that I am not alone. Okay. A reward could be a more. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was just curious, like, what in the card made you associate reward. But I like that. I'm not. I like it. I like the. I like that. And yeah, rewards aren't just like physical things. It can be emotions, that liberation you speak of, as well as like, oh, I finally understood like how this works, and so that can also be a reward. Okay. Well, happy Venus Day for those of us who are still in Friday, and happy Saturn's Day for those who are, in our future, Saturday. And I guess again, I'm like, I like to understand things. So the whole reward thing, like, I'm curious how other people, like, where you pull reward from. But the more that I think about it, like with nine heralding change, nine initiating change, I can see a sort of reward in that, like, as we shift, as we change, as we conquer that from the nine, right? We then step into the 10, the completion, that sort of reward of being done. So totally, it makes I can totally connect the dots for sure with that. I like it. Okay, so let's see what card pops up. If you want, go ahead and comment 1, 2, or 3, the first number that pops into your head, and the number that it seems gets chosen the most, I will pull from that stack. So 1, 2, or 3, go ahead and comment, and we'll see what gets picked. Well, hello, Ellen. Ellen, quiet around there. I didn't see you pop in here. So I got 1, 3. We have 2 2s. We have 2 3s. We have 3 2s. Okay, 3 2s. Boom, boom. Okay, we'll do 2 cards. We'll do stack 2 and we'll do stack 3. And let's see what pops up. Okay, stack 2 and stack 3. This one, I like this one. So, by segment intending, I can expand my time. By segment intending, I can expand my time. As you become efficient with your segment intending, and let's just, segment intending is like taking a portion of time. I don't know if you know, but if you don't, let's talk about it. Segment intending is like taking a portion of your time and focusing it on what you want. So like, let's say throughout the day you start to focus on love, right? You think about relationships. So in that's a segment. And so in that segment of your life, it would be really, really good for you or us to start focusing on anything associated with love and relationships that we want to bring into our life, right? And then the minute that we switch off, like we go from love to relationships to money, okay? So if we switch off, it's like, okay, now we're thinking about money, then you have another segment of your life where you want to start focusing on manifesting or creating or the type of money situations you want to be in. Does that make sense? And so it's the expression of segment intending. What it means is to take segments of your life, when you focus on something, make it about that, and then when you shift over to something different, shift into focusing on that, because you want to take full advantage of the energy that is moving around in your life. And so if you are thinking about money, there's no real point in thinking about relationships and love and such, unless you're looking for like a sugar daddy or something like that. No judgment, not at all. But hopefully you get what I'm saying. So by segment intending, I can expand my time. As you become efficient with your segment intending, you will expand your usable time by being clear about what you want during each important segment of your day. You will harness the law of attraction to do its work, and it will require far less time for you to accomplish much, much more. So, what does that say to you? How does it make you feel? I like this one. I've been doing some better with this one, at least this week. There's just been so much going on. I've had to really section out my time and focus. Yeah, exactly. And so what this is also saying with this nightmare card, changes entering our space, and we can we when we focus on things we don't want, we bring attention to that. And so when we're going through these times where it's like, oh, I'm focused and obsessing about my past, let me stop myself and let me segment in 10. So let me stop myself. What am I focusing on? Okay. And then what can I focus on in a solution, right? What can I focus on as a solution? What can I focus on that will feel better about the situation? So we are taking that moment that we were at least focused on something not feeling great, and then realizing we can turn it around and take that segment and start focusing on the solution, focusing on feeling better. And so that's how we sort of like climb out of this climb out of this uh okay, that's spam, sorry. Block user. Got it. Um, so we can focus that time for the solution. Okay. And that reward that was it Brianna? I think it was. I'm sorry if I missed it. Brianna. If I want to be fancy, it's one way or the other. Sorry. So like it's that reward, again, segment in 10, like process the stuff, work through the stuff. When we feel that shift, then that shift in energy, that change, we focus on other things that feel good, the other things that help us out. Makes me want to work on my marriage, make it stronger on bumpy roads. Yeah, bumpy roads help us to strengthen our experiences for sure. And that's kind of like the whole thing with law of attraction too. It's like, friction oriented stuff, challenging stuff. It helps us to really discern and define and finely tune what we really want. So I need to work on my ability to focus on what I want to achieve. Yes, know what you want. And this is the thing. You can know what you want right now, okay? And then tomorrow you can change your mind. That's fine. Tomorrow you'll change your mind. You'll focus on different. But just don't think that you have to know everything and you have to stick with it and then you can't ever change. No. Focus on what you want, and then if something changes, just shift your focus. Focus on the new. So let's just think about that. And our second card is, or our third card technically, but our second oracle card, the law of attraction is my life's bliss. Since the law of attraction is the basis of your experience, an understanding of it is essential to living life on purpose. In fact, an understanding of the law of attraction is essential to living the life of joy that you came forth to live. What does that say to you? So I like this. I like this in association with the nine, because again, in the nine we think of sorrow and somber. Never late, Mona. Always on time. You're welcome to be here right now. So thank you for showing up. Um, but it's this sort of recognition that you know life can suck. Absolutely. Nine of Swords. Life can be intense and depressive and anxious, and just, it can be a lot. But I recognize that sometimes I actually wake up and I focus on the past and I focus on all of the things that I said or I didn't say. And I'm really bugging the fuck out of myself by obsessing about these things. And I'm making myself worry for what? The past is over. And so I recognize by the insightful law of attraction that as I focus on something, I give life to it. And so it is up to me to recognize my power and my ability to choose. It is not always going to be easy to choose the next best thing, but I can choose something that feels better. And so a segment intending comes forth. What do I want to give awareness to right now? So maybe I am hurting, okay? And I understand that and I focus on that for a moment, but what can I focus on in regards to whatever I'm working through? What can I focus on that will help me feel a little better? And let me give activation to that. And let me keep doing that until I can just be in a better space for myself. Does that make sense? So these cards are helping us climb out of this sort of nightmare, this nightmare experience. And it's good to understand where we're at. It's good to understand that we will need to focus. Some of our segment intending is going to be on clearly communicating, effectively communicating, also being emotionally available, but not too overtly emotional. And it's also going to be seeing clearly our vision. Our vision needs to be clear. And so we need to recognize what it is that we want, what it is that we want for ourselves, and what we see. We need to be clear. Clarity helps us to execute our plans with ease and grace. And so, with these cards, again, feel free to share your thoughts, your last minute thoughts, if you have any. But with these two cards, by segment intending, I can expand my time when we don't have to spend all day every day trying to manifest one thing. We just have those segments where it pops up, and we make the most of that time, very efficient. And the law of attraction is my life's basis. We understand that what we focus on, what we feel, what we think upon, it all is energy being focused and invested and activated into pathways that become our existence. And so, what is it that we want to focus on? What is it that we want to feel? What is it that we want to invest in? All of these things are being asked of us. And it is also vital right now for us to be very aware of how the past is keeping us in the past. If we want to experience this moment, we have to dislodge those swords of the past and to start to prepare for healing our present moment so we can set ourselves up for a future that we are wanting to be a part of. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. I feel like I've been rambling. But I really like how the cards played out today. I think that they're really great for us, as we embark on our adventurous weekend. And it's important to remember the past has no hold on us. We are not living in the past. We are in the present moment. And so anytime we allow the past to enter and to activate it, we are preventing ourselves from living and embodying the present moment, and we are manifesting more of past, and we don't need that. It's not necessary. And just remember this weekend as well to segment intend and to make take full advantage of your experiences this weekend. Make the most of them. So again, with that being said, I will say thank you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for showing up. I appreciate you. I enjoy doing these. They mean a lot to me, so I hope that you utilize them as best as you can. I enjoy our conversations. If you want to know how to support this experience, this adventure, and future experiences and adventures, feel free to click the link in the description that will share with you the various ways to support this experience. Again, thank you for being here. I appreciate you. And if you know anyone who might want to listen to the replay, feel free to tag them or just share this with them. Share it to them in Messenger or wherever, and say, hey, this is fun. You might want to listen to the message. You might get something out of it. If you're watching a recording of this, feel free to keep commenting. I always check back. I enjoy being able to read what you have to say. Yeah, I guess I'll see you all on Monday. I'll be back on Monday morning, bright and early. So again, thank you. And if you need help with anything, if you have any questions or suggestions for future videos, always feel free to reach out to me, message me. I'm happy to help where I can, all right? So enjoy the rest of your weekend, y'all. Take care.